talk show is brought to you by
Organissima, New York. Your exotic skin, hair, and beauty source, and your one-stop shop for all your natural and organic skin and hair care, featuring authentic organic Moroccan oil and prickly pear seed oil and much more. Bringing you only the best, straight from the source and proudly produced in the USA. So what are you waiting for? Shop today at www.organissima.com. Organissima, New York. Your beauty is our duty.
Folks, welcome back to Double Impact with your host, Hurricane Nash, and the one on the only
John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. And together we're Double Impact, just changing the world.
That's it. One day at a time, 1 week at a time. This is a standard Monday show. And however, we did miss last month. So I was actually overseas doing some programming there. So a lot have happened, right? You know, a lot of things, happened in those 4 weeks. So John, catch me up, baby. Let's get people, excited about what went on, in the last 4 weeks, and then let's talk about this week as well and everything else.
So I guess we didn't really talk about August at all, did we?
No.
So let's just go to some of the good highlights because I'm not going to go through everyone. But we had National Ice Cream Sandwich Day on August 2nd, and I went and got a ice cream sandwich, and that was a lot of fun. People thought I was nuts. But that was definitely a lot of fun. Then we had, August 4th was one of my favorite days. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Who doesn't like National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day?
Who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies anyways? It's like everybody's favorite. I don't know. I mean, fat, sugar, doesn't matter. Everybody gets them, diet, whatever, but you still get those. It's like everybody's happy day when you have one of those. So.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. It's definitely a good thing. And I went to the Great American Cookie Company, not too far from us in Willowbrook, New Jersey. And I went there and I told them what I was doing. And again, I think they thought I was nuts. They literally thought I was crazy. Because I was trying to tell them, what I was doing. I said, oh, no, we don't do that here. I said, no, you don't have to do anything. I was like, I do it. Oh, okay. Like they were in another world. So I got my my chocolate chip cookie, and there were some people walking in front of the feed. I said, this is live, so this is one of the beautiful things about recording at the mall. You're going to have people that just kind of walk in your feed like that. Anyway, and people are looking like, who is this guy? And so
I got to get to know you now. That's it.
Well, yeah, it was kind of fun because, when you think about what it was and I got a small cookie and that was actually like my lunch. Because that was a lot of calories.
Well, we do want to remind people that, yes, you do all this fun stuff and you sample all these kinds of food, but you still watch your calories day in, day out.
Yes, I still
You
do
still
that,
get your app, your measurements, and you want that always
I have my lumen here.
There you go. Well, actually, that's advice to people watching, listening. Now, obviously, we talk about a lot of good stuff, and one of the things is your wellness. Okay. Last I checked, right? I mean, that's what we hear, right?
That's why we're here.
Yeah, we refresh people. We remind people because I know people do the right thing, but sometimes we all kind of need a little bit of reminder, right? So remembering stuff can be a little off, and somebody reminding us sometimes is a good thing. But the bottom line is, folks, you're out there, you want to stay healthy. Wellness is always part of the deal. And yes, while John does a lot of good stuff and samples food and does it every day, he's really, really into his diet, and he makes sure that, his counts are correct.
I'm at 178, by the way, now. I went down. So I got a little more to go. 165. We're almost at the master goal.
Yo, John, soon we're gonna lose you, man.
No, no,
You're
no,
gonna
no, no,
disappear
no.
on us here.
No, I want to get back to where I was in college. So I've only got 7 more pounds to go.
Wow. So let's talk about that goal setting, right?
Okay.
That is power. I mean, and we're talking about fitness, and just weight gain and weight loss here, but really just being fit and well. But goal setting is big. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do in life, right? And this is a big thing. I mean, your health is your wealth, as everybody
Yep.
knows.
Yep.
And if you have a target, and you set up your goal and you really work towards it, there's no reason why you can't. And you and I, we've talked about this before.
Yep.
What do you have
We've
to
talked
say,
about
John?
it.
What do you have to say to people? They whether they're entrepreneurs, whether they're just young folks that are in college or trying to get into the business world, and or people that are, like you said, people that have maybe gained weight or they have some health issues that they'd like to eventually overcome. And what do we say to them?
Well, I think it comes down to this, HH. It comes down to a choice. And everything in life we do is a choice, right? So if we make a choice to do something, then we're going to do it. And I always say there's two types of choices. And I always go back to Windows. You remember the Windows XP days, and people, wanted to dive out before getting, basically before going to Windows XP, we had Windows with 3.1. When we had something actually after that, we had the Windows. What was the Windows that didn't make it? Remember the one that was kind of, I called it the Microsoft Get Rich. Windows 8 was a disaster. So
I think I skipped that one.
yeah, I skipped that one too. It was a disaster. And so there's something called long-term gratification and short-term gratification. And we are keeping this a G show in case you guys have bad minds. But anyway, long-term gratification, short-term gratification means that you do something for immediate pleasure right now and you enjoy it 100%. Long-term gratification means you're doing something now over a course of time, but you don't enjoy it until later. Long-term gratification can be a lot more fun and it can be a lot more rewarding because the victory is usually a lot better. You take a piece of chocolate cake, right? And you stuff your face with this piece of chocolate cake. Now, nothing against chocolate cake, but I went to, was it Olive Garden with a friend of mine. And, the calories over there they're like crazy. So I had a grilled chicken, which was only $4.95 grilled with some broccoli. And then I had the culprit, the chocolate caramel lasagna. Now, that was 950 calories. You don't think John ate that in one meal, do you? Absolutely not. I went to the server. I said, "Hon, could you do me a favor?" She said, "Sure." I said, "Could you take that cake and divide it in fourths? Give me 1/4 now and give me the other 3/4 to take home. That way it's only 237 calories and 50." She's like, "Oh, okay." And they thought I was nuts. But I continued to enjoy that cake the rest of the week. I froze it.
Well, John, what you just did there is something that maybe people can really take as good advice. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we have things in front of us, we eat them, we shove them down, and probably get excited about it. However, what you did is okay. I mean, you got the taste of it, you got it out of your system that day, you got the sweet tooth off, but then also you had to enjoy it every other day or whatever, every other, literally like
every
the next
couple
day.
days I had
Every
a little
couple.
tiny, I had that. Yeah.
There you go. But so the fact is you don't deprive yourself just
No.
in the name of being healthy or dieting or anything. You still enjoy your life. And that's what I said. I mean, your goal setting is key and you work around it. No one says that you have to really starve yourself, drive yourself nuts and cut off everything. Just how you go about it. It's all discipline. And I love what you said, John, about the short-term gratification versus long-term. Again, we are, as you said, general here. So G, rated G, flavor here. But the fact of the matter is, it is a big piece of life. If you can achieve that, again, believe and achieve, right? If you can achieve that, you're set for life for anything you do. So now you got the lasagna in 4 parts.
Yes.
She's looking at you like, well, three heads here. What's going on?
Yeah, so it's amazing because you don't realize, but I enjoyed that dessert, and I had my tea, and everybody said they thought I was nuts. And then 2 weeks later, I lost 2 pounds. They're like, "How you doing that? Like you're cheating?" No, I'm not cheating. So today I had lunch, and I had a tuna fish sandwich. Right, have a
Nice.
tuna sandwich, but hang on, there's a catch. I got the tuna sandwich. It came on bread. I got rid of the bread, had the tomato and the lettuce, just ate the rest with my fork and spoon.
Got rid of the carbs, huh?
Yeah.
Well, again, see, you are not. This is the part where sometimes people are struggling with that, like giving up some things, right? And or literally just not taking the stuff that they love or enjoy or they crave. You're doing it. You're taking everything that you enjoy. If you see something that you like, you do take it, you get it, you enjoy it, but in due measures, in the right, pattern is you're doing correctly and it works. So again, you can achieve your goals, you can, really enjoy your life at the same time, and you don't have to sacrifice much because you're not sacrificing anything. You're just getting healthier, while enjoying your life, while doing everything else as you want to. So
I think that's the name of the game. And so, even if I want a marshmallow, I'll go have a marshmallow and I'll go like, what are you doing? Like a logging, it's 38 calories. I even had a s'more. Well, I'll get to that. So that was a great day. We had another interesting day, which came up getting into August here. We had National, what was it? We had National Fresh Breath Day.
oh, that's interesting.
And so when I did National Fresh Breath Day, you know what I did? I tagged our dentists. And I said how important not only to put the mint in your mouth when you're out, but also to floss your teeth a couple times, to brush properly, to use a good toothpaste, and got a lot of views.
Well, listen, it's all great advice. I mean, these are common things that, we would think that everybody is kind of on point with, but you're right. You never know who sometimes gets lazy, whatever the case may be. Just again, reminding people about the basics, always going back to basics is like the best way to go. I mean, you can never go wrong with that. And you
No,
took advantage of a good day that represents something. And that's what you do. You're looking at every day, see what's special about it, and you make it a topic, a theme. And you almost experiment and show people how to deal with that.
I
And
do.
and that's it. I mean, that's beautiful. And you know what? People can take that, to the bank. I mean, now not everybody is gonna, I guess, subscribe to it, whatever the case may be, but the majority of people can benefit from it, regardless of whether they like it or not. Somehow, even if you don't like something, you can still benefit from it, believe it or not. So, but the fact is, you're bringing value to people, and some like people may like, well, what's the point? The point is, it is happening. It is exciting. It is something that's out there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on the calendar, right? It's certainly there for a reason for people to be aware of, and you bring that awareness to people. So next, what was the next one?
So that was definitely a good one. We had a couple. We had Dollar Day. So I went to the dollar store.
Mm.
And so my friends like, and they came back to tell me like they didn't interrupt me. It was like camera, but they're like, I came back and you were gone. I said, yeah. I said, I don't play around. I shoot my video and I get out. And I talked about the dollar. And we talked about the importance of the people on the dollar bill. And, we talked about, Benjamin Franklin. And do you know who the first person was on the bill?
No,
Take a guess.
no
The
idea.
first person on the bill was not who you think. It was Samuel Morse, who was actually related to one of the other people. But the first person on a bill, on the bill, was Samuel P. Morris. So I thought that was interesting. So I shared that, and people really it was actually Samuel. It's Salmon. I always miss his name. Salmon P. Chase. Excuse me. I'm thinking in the kitchen. 1862, the first $1 bill was by Salmon P. Chase, the Secretary of the Treasury, who served under the President Abraham Lincoln. SPC.
There you go. So we learned.
So I shared that out. I also told people don't go on that site to, track a bill because it's more of a scam. Don't do that. You can track the bill, but they got so much crap on that site that'll probably track you. And they say they don't, but I don't believe them. So I think that's just a whole scam. Put the dollar bill in. Where's George? So I tell people to stay away from that stupid site. National Friendship Day was August 7th. And that got a lot of views. But, I have to say something that was really impressive. I've been creating content for a long time. And got very consistent in the last year to even more of the dailies. And in addition to that, I had just been doing them pretty basically. And then we do my professional ones as well. But something interesting happened. Facebook approached me and said, gee, why don't you yada, yada to become professional? But we're like, well, you don't have enough views yet. I'm like, well, why are you asking me if I don't have enough views yet? Like, why are you even wasting my time? So I started the application. I filled it out. Funny thing happened. About 2 to 3 weeks later, which was just about a month ago, I got a message saying, oh, click here to enable professional creator mode. I'm like, I don't have that many views. I'm like, son of a gun, 20-some thousand views. Holy jeez. So now every, 3,000 views, I get $1 or something. It's not a lot. But the point is, I'm now getting followers because the content I'm putting on Facebook is attracting people, which was an interesting thing for me. I always say you have to do this in a manner that's consistent. You can't just do it once. And I believe that's really the recipe. People are like, oh, that guy's still on. The other day, we started hitting Google. We started doing all Google ads. Now, what I didn't know is we were at a memorial service for 9/11 just Monday. And so this lady I hadn't seen in a while, who knows you from town, she's like, oh my gosh, John. She says, I saw you. I said, where'd you see me? She's like, you're doing like that cartoon thing. I said, where am I doing that cartoon? YouTube? She's like, no, I didn't watch YouTube. She says, I was on TV. I said, well, what channel? She's like, I was watching Hulu. I said, what was it again? I said, was it about the disaster? Yeah, that was actually it. She did a little cartoon thing you drew. So I said, yeah. She's like, that was really cool. She's like, I was doing something and I saw you between TV shows.
Oh, so you did Hulu, like an ad, like a Google ad?
It came on between the 60 seconds between the Hulu. I said, wow. I said, I didn't know I was on Hulu. Wow.
Hey, listen, I mean, Google ads work. I mean, there's no doubt.
They do, but there's a little bit of a game to it. You know what I'm saying? So I decided that depending on where the budget is, I might decide to just hunker down and just hit my hometown really hard. Because the funny thing is, people are watching my video. If there are, let's say, 1,200 impressions, 795 people watch the darn video. The commercial.
That works.
August 10th. You remember August 10th? It was National S'mores Day.
Nice.
So you probably figured that I went outside and I made a campfire like my Eagle Scout that I am. No, I didn't do that. I said, okay, so many of you know that's how we traditionally make s'mores. So I have my marshmallows. I have my graham crackers. I have my Hershey chocolate, which I broke them into little bars, so I have plenty. And I'm going to make my s'mores, but I'm not going to go outside. I'm going to do it right here, culinary style. So I took my graham cracker. I just had like 2 pieces of cracker. Then I went and put my 3 pieces of chocolate. I cut them so they would fit nice and neatly on there, 3 little mini bars. Then I put 2 marshmallows. Then I put the top on. But before I did that, I took my butane torch and I just flamed it up. And I made myself a gourmet s'more. And I knew I wanted some more, but I didn't.
So discipline. I have to say that's something that we all have to practice. And you said it, practice makes perfect, right?
It actually doesn't make perfect.
Well,
it just makes you better.
Well, there's no perfection. I mean,
there is no perfection. Right. So
the expression goes down.
There was a National Raspberry Bomb Day. Actually, it was National Joke Day, which is the one I chose to do. And I did the joke, and I'm going to give you the joke here. So, I have a question for you, Hurricane. Why is it that people always say to others that are in a play, good luck? Right? They don't say good luck, they say break a leg. Why do they say that? Hey, John, break a leg. Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm going to break two.
Because
Why do they say that?
They don't believe that they can do it?
No, because the reason we're saying break a leg is they're all in a, everybody ready? Cast.
Oh, man. Listen, me and jokes, I'm very corny. I can't even come up with those things.
So then we went and got national Julian fries. I searched lots of places to give me natural Julian. Of course, you have Julian fries? No, we just have the regular fries. They didn't know what the heck they had on their own menu.
What's Julian fries?
Julian fries is very thin fries that came from France.
Oh, those tiny, like real tiny?
The real stringy ones, right?
I mean, those are like sticks.
Yeah, and so, you'd love August 13th. Oh my gosh, that was one of my favorites. National Filet Mignon Day.
No, that's a treat. Mm-hmm.
I went to one of my favorite restaurants, Smokehouse Village Inn, and yes, got my filet mignon. Well, I'm here at the Smokehouse Village Inn, one of my favorite restaurants, and I'm actually here because it's National Filet Mignon Day. And I ordered a filet mignon, but do you actually know what filet mignon means?
Just the type of cut, I guess.
What's that?
The type of cut of the meat. So special piece of the meat.
Well, so the word mignon is French, has three meanings: cute, dainty, and tender.
Yeah, I would buy that.
No, that's what it is. Okay. So that's what the word mignon is. So filet, okay, is basically a small, tender round of steak cut from the thick end of the beef tenderloin.
Sounds good right now.
All right. And they're watching me having, and it was just, and that was like, people thought I was nuts. And here I am at dinner, and I'm doing it really respectful. Like, I'm here and I'm kind of like, this is delicious.
How you take your meat?
Had a filet mignon. Then I talked about when it first aired, like what book it was started. It was in a book many years ago. I talked about that. Then what else did we do? Oh, then we went to National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. Now, I didn't make a lemon meringue pie, but I searched for lemon meringue pie. I said, hey, I went to some diners. Do you know what today is National Lemon Meringue Pie Day? What's that? Do you guys have lemon meringue pie? No, we don't have any today. You don't have it. Today's National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. You don't have it. It's today. So then I called another diner that we don't have National Lemon Meringue Pie. You don't? No, we have lemon meringue tarts.
Okay, close enough.
I took the tart and I divided it into 4 pieces.
I like the breakdown there, like 4 pieces. So one every other day, right? Is that how it works?
Roughly, I froze them.
And you can, and by the way, that's the other thing. If you freeze them, they basically taste just as much. Well, I mean, obviously it's not as fresh, but I think it still gives you a good taste beyond. I mean, a lot of stuff we buy is frozen anyways, right? These days. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah. The 17th was National Nonprofit Day. So I urge you to support your nonprofits.
Very nice.
On August 18th, how many of you ever been to Chili's before?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You know what the 18th was?
Chili
National Fajita Day.
Ooh,
hey, everyone, it's John. I'm at Chili Steaks. It's National Fajita Day, and they've just delivered my fajita. Now, I'm actually going to eat this soon, but I wanted to let you know I ordered on the healthy side because it actually has shrimp inside. And I'm only going to have just one, take the rest of them home with me. And so people, they thought I was nuts. Then we had National Soft Ice Cream Day.
You're like just banking all the different foods right now and sweets and all the tasty business.
We had National, what was it? Was it Honeybee Day we did, but that was okay. That wasn't my favorite one. Then we did National, what's the one we did this? Oh, we did nationals. Oh, we had sponge cake day. That was really good. National waffle day. You guys know I make homemade gourmet waffles. So I made a waffle actually the night before, but I recorded it. But I had it on the day of, and because I recorded it and put it out there, and it was pretty good. Made a homemade waffle. It only had 1 tablespoon of sugar. That's it. But I took that waffle, which is about 250 calories, the way I make it, not the way the garbage people make it, and I cut that 1, 2, 3, or 4 pieces. I just had 2 pieces.
Calorie count.
Yep. We had National Cherry Popsicle Day.
Okay.
It was not easy finding a cherry popsicle. I had to buy a whole set just to get the darn cherry. Oh, August 27th, I drew out some of my culinary again. You know, I love to do culinary. I made, you ever heard of this? A National Pot de Creme Day.
What is it again?
Pot de creme.
Pot de creme. Ooh, sounds Frenchy.
You know what it is? It is Frenchy, but you know what it is?
I guess it's a cream pie or something.
No. So it's similar to a creme brulee. It's made in a similar way, but we don't torch it like that. So my creme brulee had coffee, semi-sweet chocolate, and a half a cup of Bailey's Irish cream. I baked them in a Marion Bay water bath, took it out, and I made a fresh La Creme homemade whipped cream.
Mm-hmm. Yums.
That was delicious. Let me tell you, delicious.
Sounds like it.
It was absolutely amazing. And each one of those was only 300 and some calories. I made them in a 2.5-inch ramekin, not the 6-ounce you get at the restaurant. So they were again counting again. So again, it's been a lot of interesting things. The days have been a little wacky. Today is a good day. Last few days I've been doing it because they were like terrible days. There was like no point. But today I'm doing National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Right?
We're going through the whole menu here.
The whole menu? No, not the whole menu.
Appetizing entries, you know, you name it. You have a dessert. I mean, beverages here. You got a little bit of everything. Shakes.
Well, that's tonight.
Well, so John, I know you had an event. I think it was the 15th.
Yeah, it was good. We had some dogs that came. They barked a lot. And the kids basically drew things. We had hot dogs and different things. We had doggy treats.
That was good. I mean, I know you worked out, you know, every day, a nice little promo for it. So
it was good.
Was the weather good?
The weather was good. Yep. So that was definitely good. We're getting ready to air our first science. I do John Science Fridays with John, the science guy. We're getting ready to air our first science short video on local public access TV coming up in a few weeks. We're just trying to get it approved. So we're working on that. And so it's been pretty good. Like I said, it's amazing when you think about all this stuff and just trying to get the content there. But when I bumped into this lady who hadn't seen me since COVID in 2 years, she's like, "Oh my gosh!" She's like, I don't recognize you. She says, "Is that John?" I said, "Yes." She's like, "Where'd you go?" I said, "I'm right here." She's like, "No, where'd the rest of you go?"
I told you we're losing you, man. Well, it's a good thing. You know, I remember the first time we talked about this and you had mentioned the weight, and I actually had a picture of you originally, like, when you had the weight. And now,
I don't have it anymore.
When we first met, I mean, you didn't look anything like that picture. And you're right. Somebody who hasn't seen you in a couple of years will see that difference. It is pretty. By the way, 170. You said that's what your goal is.
I just hit the 178 mark. I got to go 165.
Wow, I don't even remember when the last time I was that weight. I'm probably back in college days, and that's like a long time ago. I'm not even gonna. Well,
165 is where I was in college, and that's where I want to be.
Yeah, those are the good days, right?
And you could eat any kind of garbage you wanted. Because I remember what I eat on the campus grounds there. We had one cafeteria that was close to the dorms, and we had another one that was by the academic area. We had the academic side and then the residential side. And so this one guy, nice gentleman over there, come there, I'd have my eggs, or I'd have my what I'd have for dinner. And because I'd go there in the morning because they cooked better, because they cooked on the grill in front of you. I didn't like the cafeteria crap. So I'd always go there, and it costs more money to go there because they cooked in front of you. But I would have a burger, and I gotta tell you that burger. But so your body was burning it up. If I would have done what I did now, I probably would have been a lot thinner then. It's just that, and then because the thing is, the carbs really is a problem.
Carbs is big. That's sugar is, baby.
So, and to be honest with you, I really don't miss I don't miss it. I don't miss, because the thing is this, I thought I liked bread. Now, don't get me wrong. Bread's okay. There's nothing wrong with bread. Okay. There's nothing wrong with bread, but, long and short of it is you feel better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, John, you're talking about a couple of things. One is, you said you talked about college and the body, the metabolism is different. And then you're right, that age, everybody watching. I mean, again, unless you're really not doing any activity, I guess you and I, in college, we were very active. I mean,
we're very active. You're walking across campus and you're doing so much, and you could eat 3,000 calories, and you'd burn it off. Well, it wasn't just that your metabolism, but you were also active so much.
Yes,
and so that's the thing. I always say that if you're going to have something, you can have it if you make the sacrifice. So let's just say, hypothetically, I want to have a bigger piece of cake. I don't. But if I did, I'm going to go for extra exercises.
That's right.
And I don't need the whole darn cake. I can just have a sliver of it. Drives my dad crazy. We go to the country club, and he's like, that's expensive. Why do you care? I'm paying the bill. No, it's not about the bill. When you're talking about expensive, he's talking about calories. Oh, forget about the calories. The calories all go out the window when you're on a vacation. No, they don't. It's very, very just before I did my Loom, I have to do that on one show. I take my breath, and if your CO2 is low, that means I'm burning fat. If it's high, I'm burning carbs. But the thing most people don't understand is that they actually want to do both. And that's the whole thing, is that you've got to understand that it is about, knowing, because I think the problem with a lot of people is they do something a certain way, and then they're like wondering, how did they get to be 5,000 pounds? And you see, you didn't get to become 5,000 pounds overnight. And when you get used to it, just like I do my planks every morning, and I do my toe ups and do my, that was another thing that was a revelation last month. I was in the shower and I went to do, a toe touch. And I was like, wow, that was easy. Let me do 12. Let me do 19. It was so easy. I was like, wow, I haven't been able to do toe touches probably since I was a teen. So I said, that was a big step for me. How many people do you know that can bend and touch their toes without a lot of rigmarole?
I guess, I don't know. I mean, to your point, it gets a little harder with a little belly in front of you. So.
Right. So now and that's the big thing I notice when you're in the shower, you notice you can look down. It's like you just have your stomach. It's like there's no stomach. It's like, and this is the whole difference. So then you can tone if you want to tone. But the thing of it is that when you get used to that kind of body, you don't want to go back to another kind of body. So it gets very addictive. And I'm like, I love my body. I love the way it is. I love the way it feels. So that's a freedom. And I think a lot of people put themselves into a prison sentence because they feel they have to do something a certain way. They don't.
Well, John, you talked about I love my body. I mean, some people would probably argue that they love their body the way they are. It doesn't matter, weight or no weight. And that's, I guess that's okay.
Fine. That's a good, healthy statement too. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, some people are comfortable, and that's okay. But to your point, it's what is it that you are comfortable with? If that's what you like, and you think that's healthy and it's working for you, that's good. Nobody is going to judge you about it. There's a point where, you're just comfortable with the way you are. And sometimes if now you have to also be frank with yourself. Is this really, because some people put that, I like what I've seen, but internally they might not be liking what they're seeing.
Right. They don't like it. And if somebody says something, they call them names. The thing is this, when you have a better weight, I was the other day, I was at church, and you see somebody that's overweight. What do? You don't stare, but you might look for a second, right? Because you happen to notice that they're a little overweight. You're not calling them names. So I did that just for a second. I looked away, not even long. Person turned around, okay, and whether they saw me look or not, they gave me like a nasty eye, and I think that is that way because they don't like themselves. They don't like the way they look, and I think that's a problem. So I did this not because of any medical reasons, but because of two things. One, I hated the fact that my iPhone kept getting knocked over every time I got in the car. I said, this is nonsense. And then I realized I want to live to 104, 105. And said, I'm not going to live that way if I'm 250 pounds. Because your blood has to pump a lot harder to get through, right? And so I think it's understanding what you eat. Even my doctor and even a client who's a doctor might eat. He says, so what are you doing? Well, and there was and I went to the gym the other day. You would think this is funny. I went to this fitness gym. I didn't go there to join the gym. I went there to check it out because it was a brand new gym and it was like right on the street. So I said, let me just check it out. We look high tech. I walked. We were in the gym. Let me get you to a gym membership. So I went down to the guy. Maybe a young college. I said, buddy, dude. I said, does it really look like this body needs to join a gym? And he's like, well, no. Exactly. See, I was 250 pounds. I'm now 178. Well, what do you do for your downtime? What do you do for like your rebuild? Oh, I have a chair. I have ice. Oh, because we got Carmen over here and we got Michael. He can. I said, I'm all good. I got it covered. Don't need a membership. I just was coming in to check things out. And he says, oh, kudos to you. Like I didn't even know the guy. And he's giving me a kudos that I lost that much weight, which apparently that must be an accomplishment. He's like, wow, dude. He's like, cool. Like, because I said, do I look like I need to join a gym?
Well,
no,
John,
you're right.
Well, John, so a couple of things. First of all, it is an accomplishment losing that kind of weight over time, and and it seems that it's a decent amount of time that you were able to maneuver.
A year, about since January.
Again, that's not even a year, 9 months in the making, and that is not a bad. That's not too shabby. That's pretty good. Because losing the weight the way you did it. It was not sudden, but he also did it in a progressive way, which is great. But
yes.
but the argument that someone can make, and people listening right now, people, not about the weight, but like at the gym, people go to the gym for other reasons. Some people want to get muscle mass. Some people get to tone. Some people want to stretch. Some people want to just socialize. so I think the question, like again, it depends on how they see you. So you could be slim, and as a matter of fact, there are a lot of people that are slim that want to actually build the mass, right? They go to the gym for that purpose, and so they need a whole different workout program to actually get them there. So there's different ways. Some people go for classes and just have some Zumba.
That's true. But he was targeting me to lose weight because he's like, hey, you want to lose some weight? Like he didn't even look at me.
See, that's the thing that sometimes I get a little bit upset when people do not know their audience. They see you, they have to like survey you, assess you, whatever the case, but you went through this transformation. You definitely don't look overweight. I can tell you that much. If I see you, anybody can see you, they will know the difference. So for him or her asking you this particular question, it doesn't make sense. Like, get up and say, hey, dude, do you want to build up some muscle? You want to do some more
That
stuff?
would have been a different statement. I could still said no, but then he tried when the weight thing didn't work. He tried, so what are you doing for your recovery? We got Carmen over here. We got Diego. We got Michael. They can help you get mobility. I said, I'm all good.
See, that's the thing. That's too salesy, and
it was very salesy.
Yeah, exactly. And
you want to take a 14-day trial? We can give you a 14-day trial. I'm not interested. I really was just coming in to check the building. I thought the sign was kind of cool. I was just checking to see what was here.
Well, it's funny because that's unfortunately, but remember, these folks are working, they have targets, they have goals. You happen to be a potential prospect, so they just kind of look at you as a potential member, as opposed to like, really, is this for you or not for you, and understanding your needs.
I think you're right about that. So there's three types of audiences without getting into social media too tight here. So we have something called the affinity market, okay, which is people that have your likes and similar likes, right? Then we have the in market, which are people that are in the market, quote unquote, to buy something like your services. Then we have the custom market, which can basically be gone on retargets and lots of other things. So I think the problem is that, when you have something like a gym or something else, and then people say, well, gee, I don't need to do this. So I think people get defensive, but what I get upset about is like this lady. Now, I wasn't saying anything nasty to her, right? I didn't call her names. I just looked for a second. She's like, wow, she got a few pounds. I didn't say anything. Now, I looked and that was it, right? And then right away she turned around and she gave me this look. So she already must know that she's not happy with the way she's already got that vibe. You know what I'm saying? That she doesn't like how she looks. So if you don't like something, change it, right? You don't like your life, change it.
Well, that's great advice for all of us listening or watching right now. I mean, for me personally, I'll take that advice any given day. And You're right. It's a reaction, right? People react different ways. Someone looked at you the wrong way. You'll be like, why are you looking? And that's actually sometimes it could be a sense of you underestimate yourself. You're not too sure about yourself. There's some self-esteem, concept there.
It's a self-esteem issue because it was in church and the person, and just that person was just, like I said, they were very overweight. And what caught me to notice is when they went to sit down, they could barely sit on the chair. So I noticed that they almost fell off the chair because I was like, wow, they're a little overweight because they
I know. Well, listen, it is tough. And listen, I was, in a certain weight, a few years back, you've been there. It's tough.
Yeah.
And
it's tough. But if you make that commitment,
that's it.
And you do it, because I thought, you got to go to the gym, because I did the gym. We have our private gyms. You don't lose weight going to a gym.
Gym is just a means, right? It's a way to get things done. If you don't have your own ways to do it, you don't even have to go to gym to actually lose weight. Like you said, discipline, right. Eat right, do some regimen of exercise yourself. You can watch videos today and just do exercise anywhere. Your body weight can do it for you. Push-ups, pull-ups, whatever, planks, as you said, all these types of, of like HIIT training type of things that you can do yourself. Running, walking,
But there's two things I didn't share with you. Yeah. One, which I didn't realize is helping me, is I have green tea often. That's a help. Okay.
Antioxidant.
Yes. Number two, I talked about, burning carbs, burning fat. You might say, oh, geez, John, I always got to burn fat, right? Which would make sense, right? I always got to burn fat. No. You see, you want to oscillate between fat burning and calorie burning. So you're kind of causing your own exercise between your circulatory system, I should say. Mm-hmm. So knowing when you're in fat burn, out of fat burn, and people say, John, it's a lot of work. I'm like, no, it's kind of fun. I like knowing that I have this and like, well, what else can I eat today? Like the person said, what do you see in front of it? Well, I have another 500 calories, so I can still eat something if I want something. Like they're like, you're just eating in front of the refrigerator. It's like, no, I'm just measuring out what I'm going to eat. Like I'm going to have 2 tablespoons of ambrosia. I'm going to have one thing of this. And they're like, you know what? I do a real trick. Sometimes we have busy lifestyles, right? You don't have a chance to do something that happens. I don't say to do this all the time, but here's what you do. If you feel like you're having a hunger pain, right? And you can't cook and it's late, or maybe you're in the middle of the day, and you don't want to cook, or you just finished something, but you don't want to put a lot of weight on. Take a tablespoon, open a jar of Skippy peanut butter. Take a nice scoop of that, log it 165. That'll curb your appetite.
Love the tips. Well, John, your style is, to your point, I mean, you're doing the research, you're doing it, it's working for you. And again, for audiences watching and listening right now, we're not talking today specifically fitness, wellness, or nutrition, but, you're talking about real examples of people who actually have, lived a certain time frame and gone through ups and downs and weights and things. And they've applied a few things that help them, in their life. And again, if you're watching, if whether you have gained weight or lost weight, whatever, there's so many ways you can do this, and there's so much expertise out there to learn from. But at the end of the day, it comes back to what you said, John, is which is discipline, figuring out
Yeah.
exactly how your body works, and have the determination. And if you don't like what you see, then that's it. Let's face it. Stand in front of the mirror and say, you know what, this is not happening. Make that commitment. The rest is history. Like everything else, we talked about goal setting
Yeah.
earlier, right? This is probably your best goal setting in life is your health, right? And whatever it takes to get you healthy, because nothing else is going to matter if you're not healthy.
I
Uh,
did I did this for another reason. I said to myself, not if, HH, when in the beginning, I was saying if, because I was on the fence, right? But after
Tough
I
stuff.
kind of got motivated, I'm like, when I start losing weight, then I know I can achieve anything. Everything else is just downhill. Because losing weight was so hard, but it doesn't have to be hard. Just like making money doesn't have to be hard, right? We make things hard. Make life a game. Play around. Have fun.
Well, that's big. That's the people try so hard, but the tough way, the rough way, right? They look at other people, right? See, that's the other thing. We're always looking at what people do. What works for them may not necessarily work for you. And so what works for me may not necessarily work for you, John, right? We all have different styles, different objectives. But at the end of the day, to your point, if you set yourself, make it, have fun with it. And that's the thing that we always hear, right? If you're doing something that you love, you don't work a day and you just enjoy your life, right? Well, you can do that too, whether you're making money, losing weight. I mean, losing weight can be fun too. Now, it is hard like everything else. Everything is hard in the beginning. Doesn't matter what you're in, marriage, relationship, health, wealth, business, employment, doesn't matter, whatever, job, anything you start, businesses are the hardest to start, right? When
They are.
just to prepare the business, get a plan and invest and all the stuff, getting ready for it, it's not easy. There's failure. People actually are going to look at you. They're not going to support you, especially those that
You're
are
not
around
going to
you.
have a lot of cheerleaders on the side for you, and you have to be okay with that lonely world.
It's funny. I have to tell you, I mean, I don't know how you feel about Elon Musk, but he might be a little bit, different in the way he thinks, and he's got these visions. But I read a quote yesterday that really, really kicked me off. I mean, it was like it made my day in a way.
Okay.
So you know what it says? It's like people give baby showers. Why don't we give business showers for people who are starting businesses and help them, come in and support them as they start business? I mean, that is to be honest with you, like how many people have supported you?
It's funny you should say that, HH. I was working on something and I said to myself, who's helped me? Everybody always has their hand out. Can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm not going to name anybody specifically, but there was a one charity event came up. And so I bought a ticket to it because I know the person, they know me and whatever, yada, yada. And I gave the donation and whatnot, some tricky trays. And I said to myself, okay, well, I did this, they'll be nice. And then they were very nice. But liking my posts and all kinds of stuff for that month or so. And then I asked them would they help with my dog event? Would they help for this one? Oh, yeah, sure. But then I heard this kind of in their voice, they're busy. And so you hit a very interesting point. Very few people want to help another business. And I think that is so sad, HH. I think the reason that a lot of people don't want to help the other business, I believe it's because of that big thing in the sky, ego, which nobody has. And so it's that ego, well, if I help you, then you're going to become bigger than me. Well, not necessarily. Maybe we're all going to grow. Like they have this very limited mindset.
And I would add to that, sometimes it's not even that. It's just that, well, why am I going to help you to make money? What's in it for me? And that's the biggest thing. I think that's the challenge. Like you'll grow your business over the years with strangers and public that don't even know you. However, your close circles are typically not there in your corner Not even just, hey, kudos, or even just by supporting you morally, like, just mentally. You want just that moral support. Sometimes you don't even get that. You find
You
yourself
don't
on your
get
own.
it. No, you
Yeah.
don't get it. And they always have to shove in your face, oh, I'm here, I'm doing this. Now, I go to a
Oh,
restaurant, I did that for a day. I don't brag that I went here. I don't like do that unless it's a special occasion. But they write, oh, I'm here today and we're at the this today. And then you're so busy, you don't have time. Oh yeah, I never have time. I'm always at work. You're so busy, but I always see you at a restaurant every other day. Like it's just funny, you know what I'm saying? So what I've learned is a lot of these people, they're not going to support you. And that's okay. You just have to be okay with that and realize you're not going to get the support. Now, you could become immensely successful and they might decide to come around. And so my philosophy to that is never be mean or nasty to anybody. But when they
agreed.
start coming around and you start doing really well and you're showing up on all the YouTube and all the TV channels, oh my gosh, John, I got to talk to you. Okay, here's
Sure.
my calendar link. Pick a time and date, and we'll set some. Oh, I see you only have something in a week and a half. I guess that's what I have then. Oh, you don't have anything like earlier? No. I had a guy that wanted to sell me something. It was payroll service or something. And he says, well, I'm reaching out to you. I said, why are you calling me? I don't take inbound calls. Well, I'm calling you because I don't see anything in your calendar for 2 weeks. Well, I guess that's when I'm available then. Well, I have time tomorrow and Friday. I was wondering if we can connect then. I don't think my calendar has time. Oh, I was just calling to see if maybe you could fit me in. I wish I could. Like, they don't respect your time. How many times did I say, here's my link, click the link? I said, don't call me. Use the link, schedule a meeting.
It's
And
amazing.
and they don't get, or I get somebody call, oh yeah, I'm calling you because didn't I say not to call me when I called? Yeah, well, the link didn't work. Well, maybe that's because your counterpart was not paying attention. I'll give you the link, but don't call me, okay? Well, I just want to give you the pricing. Yeah, but I don't want it right now. Oh, you have an email? No. Meet with me in the meeting and then we can go over it. Oh, yeah, this isn't going to be like you don't just call me when you want to call me and try to close a deal. And I think it's still about respect, HH, and this is still my vision. Wednesday, I'm really excited. I don't know if I told you. So we're one of the prime hosts for Jersey Awards, which is a pretty large deal. And it's the
Very
first
nice.
time we're ever being part of a media, a very large, grand media event. And we submitted some things for it. We didn't win, obviously, but we submitted something and just kind of got on board. And then I decided that, you know what, we're gonna sponsor this group. Maybe there'll be some ends. I mean, there's some big heavies there, your pharmas, your banks. So let me just sponsor this. So I said, what can I sponsor? Wow, the sponsorships are like crazy. I said, all right, let's sponsor the valet parking for the night. Is that still open? And so I was waiting and waiting. And about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I said, it's still available. I guess I'm supposed to do this. I went online, I paid for it, I clicked there, and I'm waiting and waiting. They only called me a month ago and said, oh, well, what are you doing? I said, well, I paid for the valet parking. Oh, yeah, but you got to get us a sign. I said, well, if I paid for it, then aren't you guys supposed to print the sign? Like, I mean, if I design it, and you, oh, okay, well, we were kind of hoping you would do it because you're in the business. Yeah, but I paid to advertise, right? So they have these step and repeat signs. So our slogan for the night is, we may just be parking your car tonight, but at Orbital Media, you can be certain it will always choose the right vehicle to get you in front of your next successful client. We'll blast your image to new heights. Then we took an ad out in their book. So I'm really excited because every single car that gets parked that night is going to be parked by our team that we sponsored. So that's pretty exciting. I'm going to get to meet some of these big media people that have egos bigger than you know what. But I'm really going there to try to be humble and to try to see if there's any olive branches that I can partake in, kind of learn what's there, see who won the contest, see why I didn't win, and maybe try to win next year, but really try to make some connections with people. And I just bought a ticket. You had to buy, you sponsor it, but you still don't get a food ticket. So you still have to go buy a ticket. So the event was coming up, but I forgot to buy a ticket. So the head guy, of course, says, John, he says, I noticed that no one from Orbital Media signed up. Jim, I'll be honest, we've been really busy right now with some other stuff. And, that's what I figured. Yeah, we're going to come. Oh, okay, we'll send you an invoice. I don't think, we'll just send us a check later, 30 days. So, it's, I think, so that's really a big thing for us. And you might say, gee, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that this is the first time that my company is going to get to make a grand, quote unquote, a grand appearance at a place where other big media companies and people, not so much media, other people that do media. And so I'm excited because, I don't know, I'm looking to connect with people and trying to see what we bring to the table. And I think the big thing we bring to the table is we bring creativity. We bring that in so many different fashions, not just video and not just print. So I'm really excited about that, what the night's going to bring. And they do this thing every year. So I'm really, really excited about that. And so that's a big thing. And we're hoping that, that's going to connect. But the other thing, when I talked to that lady, and when she said to me, oh, yeah, I saw you on TV, that was really creative. First, I'm thinking, she's means somebody else because I'm not on TV. Not knowing that Google put me into Hulu, their partner network. They don't tell you who their partner networks are. So we started doing that, and optimistic that we believe that that's going to get us in front. And I told a gentleman the other night, and he said, what's your goal? I said, my goal is to have my content on every single person's TV and media device in this town. And then the next town, and then the next town, and then every single town in Bergen County. I want everyone to know, eat, sleep, and drink who John is and what companies John owns.
Got to be in everybody's household, right? That just like the iPhones.
I want my name, Believe Me Achieve, to be a household word. That's what I want.
Well, listen, it is ambitious. It is attainable. It is achievable. And that's the thing. You're believing, and, the rest is history. And you talked about, why is this event on Wednesday important for you? Well, it is unique for you because that's something you've looked forward to, and now you're there. You're part of this, and it's going to be a first time for you.
It's the very first time.
Exactly. And by the way, for people listening, the level of what's important to you may vary, from one person to the other. Depending on where you are in your life cycle or your business cycle, there are certain events that happen, and they just happen to have a certain value for you. That value can be extreme compared to somebody else who's been there, done that, or maybe someone who's just starting, like, wow, that's big, But there are small achievements as you go and you progress in life, and each one of them is an actual, something worth celebrating. So Wednesday.
So it's gonna be a good, and like I said, because we're gonna be, it's kind of like we're gonna be at a stadium, not a stadium, but we're gonna be at a stadium where all the other ball players are. In this case, all the other advertisers are. So since we've been around, we've never been in a venue where there's going to be 500, 600 people that look for people that do what I do, plus other people that do what we do too. So I'm looking that'll be a great thing, and just really trying to take that approach that, what we're doing is very unique. I started with the radio, which will be starting very soon. I'll be on Chicago Drive Time, I believe, in about 2 weeks. They were having some technical issues getting the radio up, so I'll be having a morning show. Nice. And I'll be having an evening show. Well, some days I'm on the morning, and some days I'm on the evening. It's an hour expansion of IFYL, and it's basically Drive Time IFYL. Motivation on the road.
Love it, love it. Well, listen, John, you're doing your thing, and that's what's what matters. You set your goals, you go after them, no matter what, and you keep focused, and that's the bottom line. Should be for everyone out there. If you're listening, watching, no matter what it is that you set to get and achieve, go for it. Just believe, and then you will achieve. See,
Exactly. And I got to leave you with one thought, and that is this: if you don't set goals, okay, to build your empire, someone else will set theirs, and you'll be building their empire.
Powerful stuff. Wow. Well, you hit that right on the money, right on the top of the hour here. Yeah,
We're going to end on time for once.
I know that was. Listen, we could talk for another hour, but
No, we're good.
we will save some of the good stuff for the next show. But certainly that's a powerful end of the show. I guess advice. And you're right. If you don't do it yourself, for yourself, you're probably going to do it for somebody else, and that's just as real as it gets. So, John, any additional last words that we want to close today's session with?
The only thing I can leave you with on that is write things down. Write things down. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is the power of the mirror. Now, we don't have time to get into all that now, but I just want to leave that with you. So you're trying to do something. I don't care if it's weight, whatever it is, go in front of your mirror. And I want you to not just say it, believe and achieve it, but believe and achieve it as you looking in the mirror. There's something about the mirror that creates this energy that will cause you to catapult and achieve your dreams.
And I'm not adding to that. All right, folks, it's been a great hour again. We do talk about a lot of things, but we try to keep the content where you guys can get the drifts here and there, and get some good messaging here, good, mojo, if I want to call it that way.
We definitely do that. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you want HH and I to appear on your place or to do a live show, we've been more than happy to do that. So if you want us to come to your corporate offices, or if you'd like us to come to your restaurant, we'd be happy to do a live cast right from your place and look at all the exposure you'll get. Plus, you'll get to meet HH and you'll get to meet me, and you'll get to really feel the content, because it's a lot different when you're in person.
And you can ask your questions.
Yes, we might have a line of questions. We might have to get back to some of you because there is a limit to how many we can answer.
Hey, listen, well, we're available, so folks, take advantage of that. Thanks, John, for bringing that up.
My pleasure.
So that being said, from me, Hurricane H, we'll say goodbye. John
C. Morley, I wish you guys a great night and achieve your way to your future.
Till the next Double Impact. Bye for now.